Man, that 2 to 3 million range is hard.
Yeah.
And that's the first thing I would tell them is you're not crazy for feeling the way that you feel. You are doing everything.
Yeah.
You are. You're figuring out how Google works. You're figuring out what parts you need. You're negotiating with the vendor. You're trying to buy a truck. You're hiring. You're firing. You're negotiating a landlord deal. You're figuring out how your accounting system. You're doing everything. And so that is the hardest part.
Yeah.
And I think the number one thing I would tell them is it's hard.
Yeah.
Like you're not doing anything wrong. This wasn't easy for anybody. And if it was, then everyone would just be 10, $20 million companies. I believe it's actually easier to run a 10 or $20 million company than the 2 to 3, unless you're just so well capitalized, you can bring in all these great people right off.
Right.
So what I would tell them, the 2 to 3 million is it's so dependent on your key players.
Yeah.
And so I would hire, what I would have done differently, I would have hired a incredible executive, we call them executive partner, executive assistant, whatever, administrator. I would have hired that person day one. That, and what you're wanting with that because when we're 2 or 3 million, we really have the people that we have, we feel like are in positions that add to productivity of the company, which is a call center, a technician, maybe a parts, something like that. But we don't have anybody that their entire day is just executing, because that's at 2 to 3 million, you can get to 5 million. You just have to do the things that we all know to do. So having that executive assistant or partner, which is going to cost some money, but it's so worth it. You'll get there faster, is outlining the strategy for them.
Yeah.
Which is, hey, I just need this done, and then letting them do it so you can move. And the way I envision is that person at the end of the day should be able to do almost every single thing that you do, except the things that you are exceptionally gifted at.
Yeah.
That may be a part, that may be like you're the master plumber and that person doesn't know that part. You may be the best trainer, so they're not going to do the training, but they can do almost everything else. I've given that advice to so many people, most people that have done it have come back and said that was an absolute game changer. Because what you're doing at 2 to 3 million, what you actually are fighting against is you don't have time.
Right.
And you are multiplying. I think it's like a 1.8 multiplier.
Yeah.
You're getting someone just like yourself, but you're getting it for a much smaller price that almost doubles your productivity.
Yeah.
So
what kind of person is that? What kind of person are you looking for to fill that role?
It's a special person. It's it's usually, it's a lot of the times it's someone that
Yeah.
that you just see the way that they are when you're around them. They're a doer.
Yeah.
It's just like, it's funny. Maybe your kid plays on a soccer team and it's the person, soccer mom, that always, I got the candy, I arranged the game, I called the other coach, I rescheduled this, I did this, I did this. Like, you just see it happening and you're like, that's the type of person that I need on my team. There is no like exact science. We have 3 to 4, maybe across all of our organization and companies, 5 or 6 of these people, they've all come from vastly different backgrounds,
yeah,
but they all operate the exact same way,
yeah,
which is they get a lot of satisfaction out of helping you win. They're not the front runner. They don't want the attention, but they're great at just getting stuff done.